Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Rich Watson, global and APAC cybersecurity consulting leader at EY, to discuss navigating the challenging cybersecurity environment, including both IT and operational technology. Rich, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Hi, Jill. Great to be here.
How have organizations adjusted their approach to ongoing fight against ransomware in light of an increase in attacks resulting from geopolitical conflicts?
Well, Jill, we are seeing a big increase in ransomware. EY figures put that up at 77% increase this year, and it is as a result of all the geopolitical conflict that we are seeing. What that means is organizations have had to change their approach. They now are really putting ransomware counter strategies in their IT plans. They're needing to get board level sign off on whether they will or won't pay ransoms. Many are now paying ransoms that never used to, and the size of those ransoms has increased from a few $1,000s to millions of dollars. And so really that whole testing, integrated business approach, getting the board involved, it's become much more than just an IT problem. It's really a whole business resilience issue now.
What strategies have organizations implemented to continue to simplify and optimize security operations?
Yeah, well, we're seeing anywhere between 50 and 80% of clients' budgets being spent just keeping the lights on. That doesn't leave a lot of money to make improvements to their cybersecurity posture. So as a result of this, companies are looking to declutter. You know, they've got too much tech. It's become too complicated. Integrating and maintaining all of that tech is hard. So we're seeing a real move towards a platform approach to cybersecurity. You know, good is good enough. We don't need the best of breed to solve every problem. And, you know, with the hard economic times we're seeing, cybersecurity is not immune. It used to be unlimited budgets for cybersecurity. Now it is also in the spotlight.
As customers' demand for security continues to be on the rise, why is it important to use cyber as a strategic advantage to differentiate products and services?
Yeah, I mean, I think cyber needs a reputational change, Jill. I mean, cyber team has often been the department of no. It's been about audit, testing, and so on. But there's a real opportunity to use it as a strategic advantage by baking cyber into your products, services. You can market those as differentiated. Banks, telcos have been good at this, but more companies could. And also from the cybersecurity team's point of view, they can now get access to new product development budgets and so on and so forth. Whereas historically, the cyber budget has been centrally held as a testing provision. Really now, budgets can be increased by just thinking of cyber as part of a feature or function of a new product or service.
How is UI Consulting making a concerted effort to address diversity challenges in the cyber workforce?
I mean, diversity is a big issue in cybersecurity industry as a whole. You know, depending on which stats you read, there's 40 to 50% of the workforce is female, thinking about gender diversity. But in tech leadership roles, that drops to 25% or so on. And here we are in cybersecurity with the skills shortage, and yet, you know, we've got this imbalance in the workforce. At EY, on the gender point, you know, we're running a significant program around women in technology, specialist training, community for females. Thinking about diversity more generally, we've set up some neurodiversity hubs. We've got about 500 members of staff in those now, and we're looking to grow that to 4,000 over the next couple of years. And then in EY, all of our partners are targeted around gender diversity statistics. So it actually affects your year-end review, you know, if the teams that you're building are not diverse enough.
Heading into year-end with larger fines expected to be levied in 2023, how are you helping clients keep up with the tightening and increase in critical infrastructure and data protection laws? Yeah,
I mean, I think we will see fines, regulations tighten in 2023. And I actually think that's a good thing. You know, when we talk to our clients, if a regulator is demanding certain cyber minimum standards, it's a lot easier for them to get funding for their cybersecurity uplift programs. So I think we will see more activity in this space, particularly around minimum standards in critical infrastructure. But for companies, it's about expanding what you're doing already to take into account these new regulations. Rarely are these regs asking for anything brand new that's not being done. It's about expanding the scope of what you're doing already, you know, with a lens on some of these new regulations around the world.
Many people think that cyber concerns are exclusively linked to IT, but as technology becomes more embedded into all aspects of life, how are you advising your clients on improving safety across all areas of their businesses, including both IT and operational technology?
Well, Julia, we think cyber safety will become, one of the big themes around cybersecurity. Today, we think about confidentiality, we think about integrity, we think about availability, but safety is going to become critical. I mean, think about implants, wearables. These are all going to have IP addresses in the very near future. So actually thinking about safety, loss of life, for example, is a really important part of the cybersecurity mantra. And some industries do this really well: mining, heavy manufacturing, aviation. Their cyber programs all live under their safety programs. So again, it's about taking existing frameworks, particularly around operational health and safety, and thinking about cyber governance, thinking about the cyber risks that occur there, whether they're in OT, whether they're in IT, or even IoT, so human wearables, for example, in the health industry.
And finally, as the world becomes more interconnected than ever, how are organizations collaborating across sectors?
Yes, we've seen some big attacks over the last 12, 18 months. Think about Log4j around about 12 months ago. We're just much more connected than we ever realized. What that means is it's not good enough just to think about cybersecurity from your own organization's point of view. You've got to think about the ecosystem that you live in. So companies are starting to manage their supply chains with the cyber lens. You've got to share threat information across sectors, because something that happens in your sector might affect a different sector, and you need to rehearse and do simulations. So for example, in your cyber simulations, you might have to involve government regulators and so on, because they will step in and be a part of your incident when it happens. You need to practice that.
All right. We appreciate the insight, Rich. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thanks, Jill.